A very good evening, everyone, and welcome to the opening match of the 2022 Football Queensland Premier League season. We're coming to you live from Solashinkan Oval in Mackay as the local Magpies Crusaders outfit hosts Brisbane Strikers. I'm James Coughlin, here to take you through all the action on the Football Queensland channels over the next couple of hours. There's a little bit of rain here in Mackay, but thankfully the lightning has stayed away. So we've got kick-off coming to you about 15 minutes later than originally scheduled, but the good news is, unlike the match in the NPL and FQPL this weekend, this one is going ahead. So we do have a season opener for round one. And some of the other FQPL fixtures were meant to be this weekend. You've got Sunshine Coast Fire, Caboolture, Southside Eagles, Southwest Queensland, Western Pride, Ipswich Knights, the Ipswich Derby, Rochdale Rovers. Those matches have been rescheduled for the 22nd and 23rd of March. And now, as you can see, the are just about getting ready to come out. Both sides were relegated from the NPL Queensland competition. A dozen signings apiece, just about, to bolster their squads. Magpies Crusaders with a mix of NPL experience at the back and some local flair up front. For new coach, the Irishman Brian Murphy. Strikers elected for a few veteran presences to bring along their promising core of youngsters, with goalkeeper Luke Bory in the headline acquisition. Magpies Crusaders making their way out, and now just minutes away from the start of the new season. It's a pleasure to be bringing you all of the action once again. Feels like 2021 only just ended not so long ago. We wait for the teams to. Let's run through the starting lineups for both sides. Crusaders. This is the first team that Brian Murphy has selected. The goalkeeper, Ethan Reid. Number 4, Junior Yabe. 5, Dan Simic. 6, Dolores Tuyashime. 8, Angus McKenzie. 9, Michael Lyle. 11 is Angus Swain. 13, Brandon Callaghan. 16, Harry Black. 19, Tony Goweed. 20, Liam Shipton. The bench, 3, Jaden Bell. 10, Diego Cuba. 12, Cougar Dunkley. 15, Denzel Babonji. 17, Benji Binney. Reserve goalkeeper is Harry Myers. For Brisbane Strikers, coach veteran Bessia Begovic, with Luke Borean as the captain this season, and there he is leading them out. And I struggle to recognise Luke Borean because he's gone without the beanie. I'm told he's still weighing up his preferred headband option for 2022. From a dial style, it's the preferred option. Just preparing for the kickoff. Number 2, Jack Kabasi. 4, Sam Johnson. 6 is Ethan Smith. 9, Josh Wilson. 10, Seb Hernando. 11, Cody Maud. 13, Ethan Grimley. 14, Bezak Bari. 23, Josh Anderson. Pre-game ceremonies.
Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures and to elders past, present and emerging. Extending the respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people attending or playing tonight's game.
Strikers 3, Dom Van Bremen. 9, Mustafa Jafari. 15, Nick Piper. 17, Darcy Pearson. 20, Dean Hasanovic. Reserve goalkeeper, Zach Galea. And the pause for the national anthem as the now customary fist bumps in the handshake line. Strikers in their all yellow kit. Magpies Crusaders in their nominal home strip. And it is, of course, a special season for Brisbane Strikers. It is the 25th anniversary of their 1997 NSL Grand Final triumph. Quite a few familiar faces are back, and a few familiar surnames as well. Jordan Farina has made the leap from Lions FC after 12 goals for the Richlands-based club. Meanwhile, his father, Frank Farina, who was the player coach, as I'm sure pretty much every football fan will be aware of, in that NSL title-winning team. He is back with the club as an ambassador. So running through last season for both sides, Magpies Crusaders finished in 14th place with just 8 points, and they were relegated. And that was, of course, after they returned to the National Premier Leagues after missing the back end of the 2020 season due to the COVID outbreak and the travel restrictions from there. Meanwhile, Strikers finished in 13th place, also on 8 points. These two were actually separated only by goal difference. And so after fairly heavy recruiting spree on both sides, they will be looking to make their stay in the Football Queensland Premier League a very, very short one. However, I think it's fair to say that with the likes of Rochdale, Mitchelton, a few other well-equipped clubs in this division, the race for the promotion spots over the next 6 or so months will be a very, very tight one. And so it will be Magpies Crusaders getting us underway. Michael Lyle leading the charge. As you can see just on the near side, Brandon Callahan. Those players who has made the leap from the local leagues, and we are underway in the 2022 FQPL season. Callahan on the ball early, looking to exchange passes with Lyle, and Wayne was the intended target, not to be there, and the pass was just a little bit too strong for the lightning quick Cody Maud from NPL South Australia. Strikers, they are quite confident that he could actually be the fastest player in all of the Queensland competition. So that's a fairly lofty expectation set on a new acquisition, but expectations are high as we have the throw-in now by Huang. There's Farina bringing it under control, but that pass is picked off by Magpies Crusaders, and they look to switch the play over to that far side as Kabasi put to work. And just lofts it up into the night sky. Sugar Capital. Before giving something to chase, but the sideline will win that race. I beg your pardon, it'll be the byline winning that race. Borian opting for the short delivery, and eventually then it is sent long. And will eventually find its way to Shipton, who's his pocket picked. Farina just calling for an option. Plays a little bit too far in front of Grimley. Could be on here for Magpies Crusaders. Shot taken and it's blocked. And now Strikers could be in behind, and In the race for that is Reed, but Magpies Crusaders just muscling in midfield to Yoshime. The ball looking to wrap his left foot around it towards the back post. There's Michael Lyle. Excellent save by Borean. And so that was a lightning quick counter attack from Magpies Crusaders. It leads to the game's first corner. Borean alert to the danger of Lyle, and it looks like that could be coming short. It's delivered in and comfortably claimed by Borean with a pair of black and white jerseys around him. Making a short delivery to Farina, who gets it away. Or he can lose out. And a lunging challenge by Simic. Fair to say that Wilson wasn't a fan of that, but could lead to an opportunity here. Magpies Crusaders have the lead. It's the opening goal of the game. And it's Tony Goweed opening the scoring 4 minutes into the brand new season. In terms of the best start possible, was exactly what Magpies Crusaders would have been hoping for. And the ball came for Goweed down that left trench where they have made a few inroads early on. Yoshime with the cross from there before, and Goweed getting around his defender. And there is the opening goal. Did not have to wait long for that. There you go, Magpies Crusaders 1, Strikers 0. Yoshime just happy to see that one over the byline.
Goal to Magpies Crusaders, number 19, Andrew Reed. The score is Magpies Crusaders 1, Brisbane Strikers 0.
Tony Goweed, the scorer of the opening goal. She's made the move down from Townsville. Going through plenty of work early. Come back to the Tony Goweed story. A fairly unceremonious foul is given away. Strikers looking to play with it. Smith sends it forward, and Hernando losing out. Forward, and the header is won as Farina is called for the foul. And Simic lands on the ground. Reed will get us back underway. Can't be brought under control as Mackenzie does his best, but had just a little bit too much asked of him. Black gets knocked over, but no foul. Mackenzie finds himself dispossessed. Strikers looking to pass it around the back line, and a chip pass from Johnson, just a little bit too tall once again. Maud. Grimley on the ball now, and will be one to watch for strikers. Tuyashime strong in the challenge, and Shipton, Magpies Crusaders captain, just trying to get in midfield. You'll notice Brisbane strikers have gone with the back five, the preferred formation of coach Besija Begovic. Doesn't mean they'll be limited in attack by any stretch of the imagination. The two fullbacks, Kabasi and Maud, plenty of license to roam forward. As you can see, Maud with the throw. Farina back for Anderson, and Maud on the ball. Zeb Hernando. A little tricky, and that's going to be another striker's throw-in. All the way back now for Johnson as Borean. He's joining the defensive group. And a long searching ball. He's picked out Farina well. Great touch by Farina to get around the first defender, but the second one wasn't there. Anderson's on the follow-up, and it's through. We are level. An absolute rocket of a shot. And what a goal. Just bouncing around, and was there to lash in the shot. That's Josh Anderson. That might have been, by my count, striker's first shot on target. It was all started with that fantastic through ball from Luke Borean, picked out Farina. One couldn't beat the second, but there was teammate there on the follow-up. Strikers challenge from Lyle. Sees the advantage played for strikers. So what a great 10 minutes to start the season. Goals both ways. What is the only NPL or FQPL match this weekend here in Queensland? Borean restarting play. Johnson forward, and Akbari, Bez Akbari, older brother of Brisbane Roar midfielder Ramit, or as some of you in Queensland circles may know him, Bethania Rams FQPL 3 coach. A family that lives and breathes football, the Akbaris, and wherever they go, they've got a very strong contingent of family and friends. I'm sure they might be tuning in on the stream as well. Our strikers looking to go on the attack again. Grimley. A little bit too much power on that pass as goes over the head of the overlapping Kabasi. Excellent work in midfield by Hernando, winning the ball back and could lead to a chance. Grimley in the middle. He's denied on the follow-up. It's two. Strikers now take the lead. I'm not sure who scored the goal there. It was going to be one of what looks to be Anderson. That could actually be his second of the match. Well, it could have possibly been the other teammate in the area, but either way, however you phrase it, Strikers are up 2-1 in Mackay. We barely have had a minute to breathe as we're not only a quarter of an hour into the match. For the time being, we will credit that goal for Josh Anderson. Move to Parc de Paris from Redlands United. We're just lining up for Strikers at the back post, and this is an indication of what we're going to get from these sides so far. Must-watch TV on the FQ channels is now Magpies Crusaders looking for the instant response down that near side. Excellent challenge there by Johnson, and it goes over the sideline for a corner. Comes into the back post, and the header was there. Lyle can't direct it towards goal. Nando leaping up, and Tuyashime going to retrieve the ball. Clip it down the sideline looking for Lyle. But Johnson has position, and he will get the free kick from that. Farina battling for the ball, and Magpies Crusaders able to clear their lines, but it's going to be temporary respite. That ball is whipped in, and what a goal! That was from range, and all of a sudden it is 3-1 to Strikers. Jack Kabasi saw the keeper off his line and chipped him from a good 35 yards out. And well, I think you can hear that crowd in Mackay is just as stunned as pretty much everyone else watching. Is, to be totally honest, it looked like an overhit cross from where I'm standing. And all of a sudden, Strikers have come out with a flourish, and, well, no time wasted for Brian Murphy. We're going to have that change. Brandon Callahan is withdrawn. And it will be a short and sweet 15 minutes for him. I'm not sure if that it was due to injury or it's just a tactical decision. Keep an eye on that, perhaps, but it is the exciting Gold Coast product, Diego Cuba, who is coming on in his place. So no mucking around for Magpies Crusaders, and Cuba looking to get involved early. He'll wind up on the ground, and that is going to be a free kick for Magpies Crusaders after he's felled by Maud. So Cuba, after winning that free kick, he'll be on to address it. Can he find the right delivery? It's a low driving ball to the near post through a sea of legs, and it's cleared away. And Cuba, with no regard for his body, just flings himself at it in the air, and Tuyashime, they play it off Farina for a throw-in. Hernando. Strikers once again able to get the ball back. And now they could be on here with the counter-attack. Brimley, he's got space. He's got two defenders in front of him. Can he work his way around them? Holds it up and just over the head of the on-rushing attacker and into the welcoming arms of Ethan Reid, who was the FQPL 2 goalkeeper of the season. all-conquering Caboolture side. And Reed has made the move up north, and it's fair to say, in terms of how the Boos go, he's got to be wishing he hadn't kicked off just yet. 3 goals in the opening quarter of an hour. But I've seen Reed in FQPL 2 last year and is more than capable of bouncing back. He might be called upon here as Grimley, a little bit too strong there for Simic apparently, and gives up the free kick. If you are just tuning in, this is round 1 of the FQPL season, and it's pretty much summed up the pace of this game so far. It has been end-to-end. Both sides trying to win this game on the attack as Simic gives up the free kick. And as any good defender will do, will say, excuse me, sir, I did nothing wrong. Borian stepping way up to take it. Clearly not fazed by the 3rd goal. He saw his team score. Now here is Mort with a little bit of space, but not quite completely opening the taps, and ball played through for Hernando. Reed read it well. Cuba. Back with an excellent tackle, Hernando. Plays it off. It's going to be a throw-in now, taken by Huang. Junior Yabe, the ex-Gold Coast United and Gold Coast Knights player, just reacquainting himself with Ethan Grimley. Those two would have had plenty of battles in the NPL last season. Grimley from Moreton Bay. A player that Strikers have high hopes for. Still waiting for confirmation on if the other Victorian trademark, the Lollipop, has made its way to Bowen Hills as well, or in this case tonight, Mackay. Seb Hernando on the ball, and on the turn, Anderson, who, from vantage point, has been credited with 2 goals so far. In the 10th and 13th minute, Jack Kabasi adding the 3rd for Brisbane Strikers, and that cancelled out what was the 4th minute opener from Tony Goweed. Just how quickly this game has turned around. Hernando. Black looking forward, finding Lyle, and Shipton can't bring it under control. Over that far side, Kabasi. Anderson. Beautiful little bit of interplay. Now here's Maud in the box, trying to play it back. A unselfish move from the fullback. There was a fullback there, and now Lyle, if he can stretch it out and keep it in, this could be a great opportunity for Magpies Crusaders to get one back. Clean header there, and it goes off the defender Akbari for the corner. If you are watching in southeast Queensland, we do hope you're staying nice and dry. Pretty good ways to be spending a Saturday evening, and so watching local football is right up there. And comes the delivery towards the back post, looking for Yabe, and Borian spilled it, but eventually is able to regather it. Now with the little Top pass. Finds Hernando, and counter-attack could be on Hernando on the ball if he can get by, but he cannot, as that was a well-taken challenge. It was Shipton back there covering in defence. Just letting the ball roll up the chest as Magpies Crusaders just trying to find their footing. They come down that far touchline again. It's Kenzie by the looks of it, and he'll get his left foot around it, but that is right into the welcoming arms of Borean. So far, after fairly early inside from Magpies Crusaders, you've got to say strikers have had the better of play. And it looks like Murphy's early game plan has had to be thrown out the window. There's Lyle going forward, and he's very cynically pulled back, and that was seen by the referee as Johnson just deciding to take the not so subtle way of slowing down the Magpies Crusaders icons in the merged ventures short history. Michael Lyle, all-time leading goal scoring leader. All-time leading goal scorer, I beg your pardon. The sentence structure caught me out there. Looks like it will be the left foot. Check this. Cuba. Looks like he might fancy it as well, as we see 5 in the wall, 4 strikers. See, sneaking forward on the outside, that's Huang. Lyle with the left foot straight into the wall, falls right back for Cuba, but the first touch is just too heavy. Falls back now for Shipton to Yoshime. Magpies Crusaders desperately pushing forward, and eventually it falls now for Cuba. If he can just get it under control, he might be able to get the shot away. It's a low ball and eventually cleared out grimly. Chests it back, and former Moreton Bay man on the ball. Yoshime. Strong enough to disrupt the Magpies Crusaders attack. Lyle to turn provider, and the flag has stayed down. It won't make too much of a difference because it's a play on and a throw in for the home side. There's a report by 7 News, Mackay sports reporter Savannah Burke, talking about Callaghan going into the starting lineup over Cuba just to try and match up with strikers can do better, but after a quarter of an hour, that change was made. At this point in the season, rule out anything, and Farina strong on the ball. And Farina is called for the foul there. He's got a disagreement with that, and Magpies Crusaders wasting no time, launching it forward. Just getting a little bit stop-start with a few fouls creeping in. Sizing up his options instead. going short after the long option wasn't there. And there's Anderson, searching ball. And Wang is flagged for offside. Just sending his teammates forward. Hernando just skips past a couple of defenders. He could be on here. Seb Hernando into the box and just too heavy on the touch. He tried to get it onto his left foot for the shot, but there was just enough pressure applied by Harry Black. So, 60 seconds after the last one, we're back with another goal kick. I just thought about playing it short for Huang, but to be. And Goweed just too physical, going through the back of the striker's midfielder. Smith, using that left foot, try and start an attack. Basically from Maud. Hernando is brought down by Yabe. Give me another chance for strikers on the attack. Yabe well aware of the threat that Hernando has possessed so far for Brisbane strikers. The combination of him and Farina is creative fulcrums. Chance for Anderson. So he can pick up an assist on this one. As the one-man wall is set. As Cuba eyeing off Sam Hernando, making sure he's not going to do anything too dangerous. And it's in for 4 goals now for strikers in the first half an hour. It's Jordan Farina. And what a start to the season for Brisbane strikers. It copped a deflection on the way through, and Farina was there at the back post to poke home. And so, as we have said many a times before, Farina scores for strikers. Magpies Crusaders finding themselves in a huge hole, 4-1. All that after drawing first blood. You always wonder what relegation will do to a club, and the strikers have made no secret about it. Only wanted one season in the FQPL, and they've recruited with a long-term vision. I'd have to say 32 minutes and change into the new season. It's looking like it might be paying dividends so far, as Ved Begovic's plan has so far produced 4 goals in half an hour, and after a full off-season with the team after taking over in the middle of 2021. A great start to the new campaign. However, it's football, anything's possible, and never rule out a miraculous comeback. Magpies Crusaders will know all they need is one to kickstart that, but the ball is played for. Grimley is brought down with a rugby tackle, and there was not a whole lot it looked like Huang could do about that. It was making sure that it was on the edge of the 18-yard box, on the correct side of the 18-yard box, and don't see game's first yellow card. From this range, would Anderson possibly be thinking about the hat-trick? Two Magpies Crusaders players in the wall to beat. Reed just a little bit towards the back post. 5 options in the box to aim for. Anderson with the driving ball in, and Reed claims that one. It can cause too much drama, and he'll look for the instant long ball and almost sends it straight back for Borean, but coming header all the way back to him. Able to bring that one under control and just settle things down a little bit. Grimley sending it out wide, and straight past to Yushime, into the box, squares it, and grimly denied by an excellent challenge by Huang. The Magpies Crusaders not really offering a whole lot in midfield. It's either defence or attack at the moment. Something that Brian Murphy might be looking to address in midfield, and we're now going to have a yellow card shown there for Cody Maud, as his debut is marked with a booking. As now both number 11s have found themselves in our referee's notebook. So 10 minutes to go to half-time. Magpies Crusaders on the ball, just looking for any way through this striker's defence. It's all the way back for Simic and Yabe. Ball forward to no one in particular. He's more optimistic than anything else. Farina. The excellent ball through, and Ward being flagged for offside. The assistant on the far side. The referee signals, and we now have 2 balls on the pitch as Reed and Simic just work out which one is going to be the one used to resume play. And Simic. Game of scissors, paper, rock, and he's on the ball again. Now, strikers probably keeping an eye on him even from that range, because as you remember last year in the NPL, he did score a worldie at Parc de Paris. About 50 metres out. He was with Capalabar. Strikers back in numbers. And just try and stifle this threat. To Yushime with the thrown into the box, trying to pick up Lyle. Huang. Fullback, and that pass just once again can't find its intended target. You can see exactly what they're trying to do, but Crusaders, it just has not stuck so far. Huang gives up the free kick. Cuba directly returning it. And we are back underway. Smith, who's pivotal so far, is Farina. He's not afraid to drop deep and turn provider, and Hernando, he's got a step here as he wraps his foot around it, but Yabe with the crucial interception. The strikers back on the ball and shot from range. And Reed able to just palm that one down. Shipton on the ball and searching for an option, and once again looking for the long ball and over the top. And it's Ethan Smith, off-season signing from St George Willawong, one of the dozen or so additions for the Strikers squad. And Farina just exchanging passes with Maud. Cut it back on his right foot, and he's a little pocket here as Anderson is happy to send it back. Smith into Hernando, and strikers. Yeah. Well, that didn't quite go to plan, but we certainly had plenty of forays down on this near touchline. So you're watching from our filming position. Combination of Maud, Smith, Anderson. And Jordy Farina comes over. It's a fairly lethal combination. A little bit of drizzle in the floodlights as well. Which I can attest, in that part of the world really doesn't make it any cooler whatsoever. He thought about throwing it over to Huang, but someone put it on the ground and launch it. He's a strikers player once again, first to the ball. And they're just picking off these Magpies Crusaders attacks so far. And Cuba trying to chase the ball down as Blake thought he might have done enough to win possession back. Instead, it was Josh Wilson winning the ball. And a clever little bit of footwork there by Grimley, and there's going to be a free kick as Grimley made sure everyone knew there was contact. So it's in just about a perfect first half so far for strikers. And if you take out the first 5 minutes, they fell behind 1-0, and since then they've settled in quite nicely to this game, and they want to make sure that this deficit is at least 3 goals when they head into the halftime break, although it won't stop them trying to add another one on. is Strikers looking for another opportunity in the box. Looking for the fast feed. It's Farina. And it's saved by Reed. And it did come at the concession of the corner, but once again, Geordie Farina landed at Strikers with a bang after a couple of seasons with Lions. Swinging delivery there, finds the header of a Magpies Crusaders player, but they can't get to the second ball, and Cuba leaves it. And the forward is isolated and left to fairly unceremoniously pull him down. So that might have been McKenzie who gave away that free kick. A bit of frustration possibly coming in as well. Reed wasting no time getting it back into play to Yoshime. Over the top, Cuba. He makes something happen now as he goes head-to-head with Maud. He's forced to track back, and Huang at the ball, and Hernando put the pressure on, and the rain is really starting to come down now. Heavier and heavier. And Grimley. Stepping forward, we've got keeper off his line again. He's going to go, and it's a stunning strike again. Ethan Grimley from range. And it's another long-range goal. Strikers up 5-1 just before the halftime break. And it is a very happy road trip so far for the boys from Bowen Hills. Hands up play by Ethan Grimley, and he's opened his account for the new season. So it is, pardon the pun, but raining goals at Solajinkan Oval. And for those of you wondering at home, no, I'm not ashamed to make those sorts of jokes. And so Magpies Crusaders. The last thing they would have wanted is now 5-1. Ward doing his defensive duty. And that will be the end of what has been a Strikers-dominated opening 45 minutes at Solajinkan Oval. Lead the hometown Magpies Crusaders 5-1. We will be back with the second half after this.
They say you can't choose your family, but you can choose your football family. A family has legends you look up to. And the up-and-comers. A family pitches in and works together as a team. We have the ones who keep us in check, and we motivate each other to be the best. Be the best! But it's my brothers and my sisters who always have my back. That's why even my real family love my football family. So what are you waiting for? Join our team. Come on!
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Hi, my name's Jacob Hendry. I'm president of Brisbane Inferno Football Club. My history with the club started back in 2019, and in 2020 actually is when all of our members came together and decided to form Brisbane Inferno. We are Brisbane's first and only LGBTIQ+ club. We've been actually blessed enough to be able to form our own team and join Football Queensland's Metro competition. The basis of our club is inclusion and for everyone. So whilst we do say that we create a safe space, especially for the LGBTIQ+ community, we do welcome anyone for the love of football, and really that is why we're here.
Okay, now if it goes the other way, so we can't alternate.
Yeah, so Mikey and Jake approached me one day and just said, how would you like to be the coach? And I'm already coaching at the moment because I'm a teacher as well, so I coach at my school, and I thought, you know what, might as well transpire into the club. We've had some players who have never played before, so seeing that development from them not being able to kick a ball, not being able to stop a ball, now being able to pass, shoot, and sometimes score as well, which is great.
I went to a Pride Fair Day, would have been 2 years after I first came out. I was trying to find a way to get involved in the LGBT+ community, and then I heard about Brisbane Inferno Football Club and that they were a social soccer club, and I've always wanted to play soccer, but I just never got around to it. And so I messaged them and then went down to a training session, and then I've been with them ever since.
So where we are at a club at the moment is at our foundation level, but as a history over the past 4 years, we've jumped around between different parks as a means to be able to form our social soccer on each and every Saturday for the last 4 years. We've been playing at New Farm Park, we've been playing at Perry Park, and also at Hercules Street Park as well. As a child, you don't know any different playing, I think, for just any other club. I think later years, finding an inclusive club like Brisbane Inferno Football Club, it makes you feel more comfortable, I think, to truly be yourself, to be able to engage with your peers and not feel that you have to hide something or hide a part of yourself to be able to fit in or be able to play football. I think for me personally, that's been quite powerful actually.
I know that when I start up with a new club, it's always quite difficult to be immersed into the club. When you join a team, essentially if you don't fit that kind of dynamic of being able to play football in itself, it makes it really hard to join a team, and also building that confidence to play in a team as well. There is always quite those derogative comments, not necessarily directed at me, but in a general statement. So I do find it was quite difficult in the change room scenes to ever negotiate my sexuality with a teammate or discuss my sexuality. So I would say it is quite a difficult thing to talk about.
So really the story for us at a club level around Josh Cavello and his path has been quite inspirational for our club and our members, and I think does accentuate who we are as a club and what we're trying to change. Really creating that safe space for everyone in not only our community but also for anyone who wants to play football. It really does speak highly around some of the challenges people can have playing at different levels of football, anywhere from grassroots all the way up to, as we can see with Josh, in professional level. And really I think that story rings true not only for our club but also what Pride Football Australia represents. And I've also seen that as well, not only with Football Queensland but also in working with other clubs around ensuring that everyone, no matter what club you play for, is in a safe space and able to just participate in sport ultimately.
So A couple of years ago, I actually played in the field behind us, and I played in Premier League on that field. And today, to play as a gay inclusive team against another state team. My partner drove me here today. I actually had a bit of tears. I was a bit shaken up. It was completely moving, the fact that how far we've come within this club as well. So I'm genuinely excited to see what next year or this year brings.
welcome back everybody to Solajinkan Oval and round one of the Football Queensland Premier League season. I'm James Coughlin, taking you through the action on the Facebook and YouTube channels. And no, that is not a typo. Strikers have had a phenomenal start to the season in the lone match going ahead today. It is 5-1 to the boys from Bowen Hills. Wasn't a great start for them though, however, with Tony Garweed opening the scoring on the new season after just 4 minutes for 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes for Josh Anderson. Jack Kabasi with a shot from range, chipping Ethan Reid on the 15-minute mark. Just after half an hour, Farina scored for Strikers, except this time it was Jordan. And then just before half-time, clever little bit of heads-up play from Ethan Grimley saw Ethan Reid chipped for the second time. And so we are almost ready for the second half, but in case you're wondering what the history is like between these two teams, courtesy of Scott at the Brisbane Football Review, Strikers have actually never lost up here at Solajinkan Oval. A 5-1 win in 2018, an 11-0 win in 2019, a 2-0 win in 2020, and 2-1 last season. And that one actually was quite an impressive effort because they played from the 5th minute on with just 10 men after Eamon Ross was sent off. And Kyron Walters scored Magpies Crusaders' only goal in that one in the 91st minute from the penalty spot. We are back underway. And now you have to wonder what Brian Murphy will be saying to his side, or will have said to his side as they try and dig themselves out of this hole. And you might just be seeing for Magpies Crusaders, it's a little bit of byproduct of what has been a disrupted pre-season for them. Against a bunch of local opponents. Due to COVID outbreaks, they were only able to fit in a few pre-season friendlies. Saw a couple postponed, and it's been a bit of a stop-start beginning to 2022 for Magpies Crusaders. As you see, Tuyashime giving up the free kick. The new signing recently with Easts. And Tuyashime, much as his commitment, he's actually made the drive down from Bowen, which is about 2.5 hours north of Mackay. If you're not too familiar with the geographical layout of central Queensland. North central Queensland, I think, would be a more apt description, but his teaching career has sent him up to the Big Mango in Bowen, and he heads down to Mackay to play. And pressure on Borean, but as he's known for, he's nice and assured. He clears it away as Tuyashime sends it over the sideline. Kabasi also keeping an eye on things, and there is Ipswich Knights captain. Clear their lines. Kabasi and Tuyashime battling on the ball. Zakbari sends it over the sideline. Slightly more defensive minded than his brother. Zakbaris are a remarkable story. The Strikers, we'll come back to that in a second. Lyle dispossessed. Falls now for Diego Cuba, who came on as a 15th minute substitute. Junior Yabe. Back to Bezak Bari. Playing mostly on the street with friends and family, and he's actually been playing organised club football for a few years. 2020 was his first time with a local club. described as plenty of talent, but still very raw, and hoping that Bessie Begovic and coaching staff will be able to get the best out of him. Barcy make something happen, but instead it over the sideline. Midfield is Cuba. And they go straight through the heart of the high defence, but it's one back by Hernando. Can they keep it in? They can, with the referee signalling for the throw-in. Long space behind the goals here at Solojinkan Oval, is sometimes do wonders with your depth perception. Sweepkeeper Borian just launching it long. Clever footwork by Hernando, but beat the second defender. And it's all the way over now to this near side for Mackenzie, but can't bring that one under control. Yeah, Mackenzie is one of those Magpies Crusaders players that has high hopes going forward. High local and scoring for fun in pre-season. Just running through some of those pre-season results for the home side. The first game was called off against Townsville Rebels. It was meant to be on the 22nd of January. That was because the Rebels were unable to travel. A week later, they got their campaign underway with something against North Queensland Congo United. Kenzie got a hat-trick in that one. It will be a very comfortable. They scored 7 goals right over at Frenchville. And against Mackay Lions, called off in early February, and then finally they wrapped up proceedings with an 8-2 win over Whitsunday United. That was 2 weeks ago, and they are in the opening game of the season. However, as anyone will remind you, a football season is a sprint, not a marathon, and still a long way to go in the 2022 FQPL 1 Queensland campaign, and just try and get themselves back in the mix here with a goal, but it won't be through that attack with Michael Lyle. However, I'll try and bring towards the back post for the leader, but not to be. And Shipton, crunching challenge, but Mike has pretty much since the 5th minute. It's fallen now for strikers as Kabasi couldn't quite chase that one down. Another free kick for strikers. Meanwhile, talking about the Magpies Crusaders pre-season results for strikers, their last 2 hit-outs came against NPL opponents. They had a 3-3 draw against Olympic last Sunday on the 20th. Grimley Maud were on the score sheet, as well as Dean Hasanovic, and striker on the bench for this one. Farina scored in a 1-1 draw with Brisbane City on the 15th of February as well. So that is how those two clubs prep themselves for the current campaign. It shapes up to be a very, very interesting and possibly tight battle, as there's a crunching challenge in there as Magpies Crusaders get the ball back. And pass to no one in particular is on the ball, is just caught out a little bit. Got those combinations to click tonight, the home side. This has been going a little bit off target, and strikers have been there ready to pounce. Fernando. Bari for support outside. It's drilled in towards the back post and headed away. Magpies Crusaders, can they unlock the strikers' defence? Frustrating forward forays so far, but all we'll have to do is just try and find one goal. He made Borean work too much as Tuyashime plays it off Kabasi, and he did win the throw-in, well spotted by the assistant right of our camera position. Well, he was the one that confirmed that. It's a through ball, can't quite pick out Grimley. Hernando for Kabasi, can he find the delivery? It's clipped in and dealt with it the near post. Shipton just watching it once again as Hernando. Can't get to it. It's just launched over the sideline as Reed just trying to take a second to allow the Magpies Crusaders backline just reorganise, and we might have a change going on. Confirmation of that in a second. Magpies Crusaders will get a chance to clear their lines. Throw in is Cuba. Pocket pick once again. Hernando has been everywhere tonight, and he hasn't gotten his name on the score sheet for the time being. He may be in calculations for the man of the match. Farina running the engine room with aplomb. Beautiful ball out there, and off his line well is Reed as he gathers the one in his control. To play with a quick tempo still, Magpies Crusaders. Reed not holding on to it any longer than is absolutely necessary. Borean on the ball. Yabe to take advantage of a little bit of space and go for a run. Beautiful through ball there onto the left foot, and it's blocked away, that chance by for Gowweed as strikers back. They don't want to give Magpies Crusaders a sniff. This might just be a case for Brian Murphy, where he's see what sort of response his side can fashion. As Shipton comes short, he's got plenty of space as he'll look for the delivery, but Seb Hernando coming across and covering that one superbly. So we'll try again for the corner, and I don't think Shipton is going to find himself in as much space this time. Shipton, the graduate of the Man City Academy, spent 10 years there from age 6. Just watching this corner go in towards that post. Simic retrieving it, but it's a wall of yellow shirts and can't break through it. And Magpies Crusaders. Now it could be Strikers as they go on the attack again. Here is Farina on the ball, cutting it back onto his left foot. Put ball back, and now it's going to fall. Hernando dribbling and plays ball on is off the curling shot, and it's 6. How did that one go in? It was perfectly placed. And it's Ethan Grimley with his second of the night. I'll take a pick which one you prefer, but Grimley just picked out the top corner and curled it in with inch-perfect precision. So Grimley has now made it 6-1 to Brisbane Strikers. We have just about an hour played here at Solozhenkin Oval. And Jaden Bell is the substitute that came on earlier for Magpies Crusaders. Defender, and not exactly what you would call a pleasant introduction. There's a defender in 3 with the hair that will make him stand out in just about any image. And it looks like he's replaced Huang. Comes forward for the throw-in as Magpies Crusaders just really haven't had anything work out for them so far tonight. Lyle on the turn expertly takes a shot on, and well saved by Borean. That was just a little glimpse of what Michael Lyle is capable of, using his body well on the turn and firing that right foot strike in, forcing Borean to make the save. Lofted ball in towards the spot. Borean can't claim it. And Anderson sends it behind for the corner, and Borean looks like he's holding his head. And perhaps asking rather than arguing why there wasn't a free kick there. He feels he was fouled. Once again, there's that group of bodies, and Garbo was adjudged to have gained an unfair advantage with his arms there, jumping for that header. But in terms of opening round defeats, this might bring back a few memories for Magpies Crusaders when they took on Penn Power in round 1 of the 2020 season at the Caboolture Sports Complex on very similar to what we're seeing in southeast Queensland. Very, very heavy rain. And that one finished 8-2 to Peninsula Power, who made a statement that season. In the NPL men's division, that is going to be very tight race to watch. Lions seen by many as the side that will set the benchmark and chase a 3rd straight grand final win. And it looks like we're going to have a couple of changes. There's a little bit of a blow up on the sideline actually, as Josh Anderson Just exchanging some viewpoints about how the match is going, perhaps. So NPL Queensland, that entire round one has been washed out. Those matches will be replayed, as far as I'm aware, on the 22nd and 23rd of March. That's the ones that I've seen announced so far. Of course, like everything, subject to confirmation. Farina, like a natural in the yellow and blue colours tonight. And the Lions are a popular pick in that top division that both of these clubs are trying to get themselves back into. Certainly plenty of competition. You've got the Olympic, Ken Power, Gold Coast Knights with Scott McDonald will certainly be in the mix. They've recruited strongly and bring back plenty of talent. Now here's Mackenzie. Borean's a long way off his line. And Mackenzie going unselfishly, trying to square it. Chance could be on here. And Magpies Crusaders get one back. It may be a little more than a consolation, but there is the second goal. And it looks like it'll be Tony Goweed with the second for his side after he scored the goal. And Mackenzie, I thought, could have taken the shot on himself. Instead opted to square it to his teammate, and it was Goweed in confirmation that he was the one to reduce the deficit back to 4. We've got 25 minutes to go, so don't go anywhere, folks. Magpies Crusaders now. Mackenzie credited with the assist for that. There might only be one game coming to you this weekend in the FQ competitions, but we've had plenty of goals so far. 8 in total tonight, and it could be 9 here if they can just get around Reed. And Magpies Crusaders keeper is probably cursing his luck so far on his debut for the club. Quite a strong save there to deny, I believe it was Grimley at the back post. Lyle. Running well and no foul there despite the request. Grimley playing it all the way back for Borean as the Strikers captain sends it back long, and now Yabe. Cuba going with the powerful pass, but not powerful enough to Yoshime. Curling cross in, but able to be cut out by Smith. Nando can't get around Shipton. And Reed. The difference in this game so far has just been 3 wonder strikes for the visitors. There's 2 long-range efforts from Grimley. I beg your pardon, the long-range effort from Grimley. Long-range effort from Kabasi in the first half, and then that beautiful curl ball into the far top corner. Searching ball able to be dealt with temporarily by Akbari. Anderson. Midfield, and now here comes Kabasi once again. This near touchline. Able to get the ball off Grimley, and now Kabasi. play it off to Yoshime. Those two have been locked in an enthralling battle all evening. And Yoshime hasn't had a bad game. It has certainly been a points decision for Kabasi. Marina just playing it out wide. It's Maud. Just happy to hold on to the ball and settle in possession, try and find a way through what is a very narrow Magpies Crusaders defence. They are just trying to invite a little bit of boost their possession stats a little bit are the visitors and take a little bit of the air out of the game. Now Magpies Crusaders going forward, but there's a 1-on-3 situation in midfield and the three players in strikers shirts. One out. That was Hernando. Going forward and a crunching challenge by Shipton. Cleanly won the ball. That searching pass once again not quite on the same page as the attacker and the defender. And that is going to be an offside call. Let's see Magpies Crusaders wide man. Moving to the final 20 minutes. Strikers with the all yellow kit. They've also got the all blue one. In the kit launch release. It's inspired by their 1997 Grand Final triumph. Now ball to a free man in the middle. Fast feet trying to get it back. On the left foot, it's Grimley trying to fashion a little bit of space as he aiming for the hat-trick, instead feeds it back and shot straight at Reed. Barry just trodden on a little bit, and we will have a pair of changes now for strikers. Let's see who is making their way off. It looks like it will be definitely Jordan Farina. Looks like Grimley was making his way off as well. Back underway. You can see two new players on the pitch. Darcy Pearson in 17. And we also saw Mustafa Jafari making his way on, so that would mesh with the list of changes. There is Jafari on the ball. 2021 Strikers Player of the Season. Golden Boot winner, and had a collision between a pair of Strikers players. This could open up an opportunity. Lyle sending it out wide, and he's going behind now for the goal kick. also on as well. You can see number 40 just trying the middle of the field with the Dean making the run forward now is Dean Hasanovic, but instead it's Jafari on the ball and a lunging challenge from Simic. And Shipton on the ball. Confirming what looked to be the triple change for strikers. You've got Jafari, Pearson and Hasanovic on, and we have had Grimley, Farina and looks like Seb Hernando has been withdrawn. See a Magpies Crusaders sub being made quickly on the far side as well. It looks like Angus Hwang, who I certainly thought was subbed off before. That was Harry Black who was withdrawn, and now Hwang has finally been taken off. Fresh legs, can strikers score a 7th? Going all out to do just that, but he won't be on that attack as the offside flag has gone up. Crossfield pass trying to pick out McKenzie. Here he is on the ball. He provided the assist for the second. This one will go back to Yoshima with that left foot that radar just hasn't quite been tuned in the way they would have hoped. Strikers Hasanovic. Now Borean just taking off as much time as he can. With 13 minutes to go in this season opening FQPL fixture. James Coughlin bringing you the action on the Football Queensland channels. Fourth straight year being involved in the season opening broadcast, and just as much fun as ever. There goes for Reed to just launch forward as strikers once again winning the 50-50 battles. Shot now from range for Anderson, the other player who is going for a hat-trick. Once again just taking it to the corner of the 18-yard box before being encouraged to pick it up by the encouraging presence of Michael Lyle. Strikers. Oh, heavy touch, could be pounced on. McKenzie bringing it inside. And attack is over as quickly as it started. Too heavy that through ball, but no idea from Pearson. Huber. Inside for Garweed, who offense. He's also on a hat-trick as well, and Borean comes out to claim that. Josh Anderson. And Lyle. Not sure what he was expecting with that one, but we're going to now see a free kick given and a yellow card against Hasanovic. He left to mark on Yabe, and Yabe is not pleased with that challenge at all. So a yellow card for the Strikers' substitute forward. Cuba looks like he'll be the one to take on the responsibility from here. It looks like Borean is not worried about the potential of a strike from this range. Cuba takes a strike on himself, and well saved by Borean. He had to get down and turn that around the post. That was destined for the bottom corner, were it not for the outstretched hand of Luke Borean, the multiple-time championship winner here in Queensland, and more enigmatic and popular figures. And some shouts for a handball by Magpies Crusaders, but there's only the nearest player claiming that. And to say from my vantage point, I didn't see anything that would have amounted to the penalty. Strikers now just taking a calm approach to the final 10 minutes. And at that time, the handball was seen and given. There's Bezak Barry with another calm header. A beautiful ball now from Reed. Frees up McKenzie, and can he get it to Lyle? He can. Lyle from the tight angle and rattles the top of the crossbar. Borean was happy to see that one go over and out. Can bring you some scores from the FQ live streams going around. It's the Australia Cup between Brothers Townsville and MA Olympic. Tony Goweed's side last season, where he starred for them in their final win. Medical student Tony Goweed. However, in that match, 59 minutes played, it is 2-2. Once this match is done, you can flick over to that stream on the YouTube channel. We do have some action still to come. Once again to get it to McKenzie, but quite able to get the one there, and Kabasi keeping it in. Just unable to get to that one, a bit too far for him to chase. And looking ahead to round 2 for both of these clubs. We've got Magpies Crusaders, weather permitting of course, which is probably a necessary caveat at the moment. They will be playing Southwest Queensland Thunder up the range in Toowoomba. McKenzie, he's not giving up the cause yet. Angus McKenzie is putting in an admirable shift on this wing. Meanwhile, Strikers will have their home opener when they host Western Pride at Perry Park in Bowen Hills. Goweed got the shot for a second by the looks of it, but not to be, and Cuba was bundled over fairly unceremoniously, so we're going to have another Magpies Crusaders free kick. The Strikers have their big season home opener festivities planned for that one. We're told that the 25th anniversary gala for the 1997 NSL Triumph. Talk about Frank Farina, but Messi Begovic, the head coach. Watching this free kick as Lyle can't get it on target. And Messi Begovic was part of that 1997 team, however, he left mid-season to play in Croatia. I'm told he did get a winner's medal for that. And it is just the fixture list as it is currently constituted. However, based on some of the photos that are going around of some of the local grounds, that may come with a bit of a buyer beware warning if you're planning on heading out to any of the grounds next weekend. Something worth checking to see if they'll be in operation. For Strikers after that free kick, as well as frustration there from Tuyashime as he's getting a yellow card for his troubles. Commentator's powers of deduction. Substitute Don Van Bremen. So it's the last unused player on the bench. There he is in number 3. His 7th season with Strikers, but talking about the youth movement at the club, made his first team debut as a 16-year-old last season, picking up 18 appearances and earning plenty of plaudits for his efforts. And that is going to be a goal kick. So we tick down to the final 120 seconds of normal time. And McKenzie, well, probably hopeful shirt pull. Just puts it in the net anyway for good measure. At this stage, I think those are the sorts of hopeful chances that you're going to be relying on. Tuyashime. Hasanovic. Kabasi. Shipton inside now, and Could be a chance on here for Magpies Crusaders to get another one back. Yabe. Over for Tuyashime for a friendly face to aim for. Finds it at the back post, and it's in. Free header from what looks to be, I want to credit Junior Yabe, central defender, getting forward, and he wants to do, as he wants to do at set pieces, Yabe with the crucial header. And so we're now back to 6-3, a 9-goal outing in the opening match of the season. So that's the bar we're going to expect for the rest of the competition, I'm sure. Junior Yabe opened his account for the season. Well, season proper, he did register a couple of goals in pre-season. Zaborian sending it far away, and strikers, they may look for one back. Make it 7-3. And Reed will resume play. I wonder how much stoppage time will be added on Solozhenkin Oval. Magpies Crusaders may be happy to get that one back in action. Magpies Crusaders trying to get one back, and strikers and plenty of players behind the ball and in the box to cut out the chances. And Tuyashime. Jafari, after sharing the Cup's Golden Boot this season, I'm sure he'll want to have his say in things. A handful of players already to catch up on. Only 2.5 minutes played. Just be keeping a very close eye on the referees. Wait for the signal that time is fully up. For Magpies Crusaders, it was just a bit too much to overcome in the second half. After that, strikers' onslaught, 5 goals in the space of 35 minutes. Now you have to wonder how much more time will be added on. Back. Tuyashime can only play it straight off the substitute Hasanovic. Now Jafari. Live wire. And a shanked clearance by Reed, who will have just about the final touch in this season opening Football Queensland Premier League match. 6-3 to Strikers. I'm James Coughlin, and that will wrap up proceedings from Solojinkan Oval. Pleasure bringing you the season opener. Stay tuned on the Football Queensland channels for more matches coming your way before too long.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is full time for the score being Magpies Crusaders 3, Brisbane Strikers 6. Our next home match will be round 4 of the FQPL season from Saturday the 19th of March. Kick-off at 7 p.m. when we play Sunshine Coast by FC. Have a safe trip home tonight and a fantastic week ahead.